Welcome. We're back for another episode of Podsdale. I'm your host, Holly Walter from the city's Office of Communication. First and foremost, I need to send our thanks from the Communications Office for your responses and feedback to our first episode. I think I mentioned before that this podcast really has been a project in the making for our team, so we're happy to have launched and even happier to know you're listening. We had 17 responses to our trivia question, and would you be surprised to know that every person got it right? Now, we can't put anything past you is what I'm thinking, but we also might need to make our episode trivia questions a little bit harder. However, I will share with our listeners that Pegasus was the correct answer to the question, what is the name of our virtual library space? And Licensed Inspector Deborah Bradley was our lucky random winner from the drawing. Don't fret, though, if you entered and answered our trivia question, we have a little something coming your way as well. Deborah's winning a $10 Starbucks gift card. So Deborah, watch in our office mail. We'll be sending that your way. And with that, let's go to Stephanie for this episode's Fast Five.
Thanks, Holly. I'm Public Affairs Specialist Stephanie Hirata, here to share 5 fast things happening around the city you need to know. Let's start the countdown with the number 5 spot and something everyone is talking about, vaccinations. The city is partnering with the Arizona Department of Health Services and Cigna to open a large-scale vaccination point of distribution at Westworld beginning April 22nd. When it opens, the indoor site will operate from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, offering 3,000 to 4,000 daily appointments to the public. About 140 volunteers per day are needed to work alongside Cigna's healthcare professionals at the Westworld pod. The city is supporting this site by allowing employees to volunteer with supervisor approval while on the clock. Employees who volunteer will be given the opportunity to receive the vaccine on the day they volunteer. Interested? Check City Point News for the link to sign up. Number 4 is about bringing summer relief to homebound seniors. Temperatures are rising, which means it's time to start gathering items to help seniors beat the heat. Items most needed include reusable water bottles, ice packs, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and $35 Fry's gift cards. You can drop off items beginning April 26th to the Via Linda Senior Center. Look for the complete list of items needed and more information at scottsdaleaz.gov and search Beat the Heat. Our aquatic fitness centers sit in the number 3 spot. Let's get physical. Both McDowell Mountain Ranch and Cactus Aquatic Fitness Centers reopened to the public on March 29th. El Dorado Park Fitness Center reopened April 3rd due to scheduled maintenance at the center. Reservations are not required, but face coverings must be worn at all times. At number 2, we're talking about the perfect time to get around on 2 wheels, right now. The weather is beautiful and April is Valley Bike Month to boot. Grab your bike and make a difference. Take a trip to the grocery store, the park, or to work. Any cycling during April counts. Log your bike trips for the chance to win prizes. For details, visit valleymetro.org. And this episode's number 1 Fast 5 spot goes to Scottsdale Fire Captain Mike Norling. Mike was recently named to lead a national disaster aid team for the National Disaster Medical System. Mike has served with the NDMS for 10 years with duties that ranged from providing backup to hospitals hit by hurricanes, assisting with COVID-19 vaccine clinics, and staging for large-scale events. In his new position, Mike will manage about 90 people and coordinate daily operations, deployments, and training. Congratulations, Captain. We know you'll represent Scottsdale well. And that's our Fast 5 for this episode of Podsdale. Got something for a future Fast 5? Tell us by emailing communications@scottsdaleaz.gov. I'll turn it back over to you, Holly.
Thanks, Stephanie. And let me remind you, listeners, that we will have another trivia question in this episode. So be listening. It could be something from the Fast 5, and it could be something with our guest today. I'll have that question at the end of the episode. Email your answer to communications@scottsdaleaz.gov, and we'll have another drawing for another great prize. So it's Western Week, a little delayed this year due to COVID-19. We usually celebrate in February, but our time-honored tradition is back. And here to talk about it today is downtown specialist Jackie Contaldo. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Holly. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being with us. Before we get into all things Western Week, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the city in your position as our downtown specialist.
Sure. Well, in July will be my 3rd year with the city, and I am in the tourism and events department, the downtown specialist, as you mentioned, and I am sole staff dedicated to Old Town. So I do a myriad of things. I do everything from advertising and marketing to some of the development of our events in the Old Town area, as well as work really closely with our business community and liaise between the city and our merchants and restaurants.
So anything Old Town, you're our person to go to, it sounds like.
That's right. Keep my name and number handy.
Definitely. Well, I call you all the time. You know that. Let's get right to our topic this episode of Western Week. I'm so glad it's back. I'm sure many others are as well. What type of planning was involved in this year's event, and what will be the same? What might be a little different?
Yeah, sure. Well, as you kind of touched on early, we were planning to have it in February and, of course, saw a second wave of COVID cases, and it really didn't feel like the right time to bring a whole bunch of people into the downtown area. One of the things we've been priding ourselves here in the Tourism and Events Department is how safe we've been working to make our events for attendees, and that was no different when it came to Western Week planning. So we wanted to take a look at the timing, and it made the most sense really to move it until April. That was also a time that the Arizona Indian Festival, the participants for that and the performers it could really work for them. So we moved it into April, and we were kind of, reimagining everything with safety in mind. So one of the, signature events that we'll probably miss the most this year that was affected by kind of the safety restructuring is the Prado del Sol Parade. So this year we will not have the Prado del Sol Parade, but we are bringing back our other traditional signature events that have been part of Western Week for a really long time, like the Arizona Indian Festival, the Gold Palette Art Walk, the Hash Knife Pony Express Arrival, which is in its 63rd year, and then our Old Town Scottsdale Farmers Market. And so this year, in addition to having signature events, we really worked with our business community to help them kind of come up with ideas to contribute to the spirit of Western Week. So you'll see that we've added some local merchant events and activities to the schedule. So you can do anything from historic Western Week tours with Joyride to crafting workshops to a cowboy music and beer garden at our very own Old Town Scottsdale Rodeo Museum. So we're really excited to see Western Week grow and other businesses in our community kind of latch onto that and use that as an opportunity to also give exposure to their business.
Sounds like a lot of fun and a lot of different things that you can do, whether you're going out as a couple, you're hanging out with your family, a lot of options.
It's perfect. We have everything from date nights to gals days to family fun, free festivals.
One of Western Week's highlights, the 63rd annual Hash Knife Pony Express Arrival, which you mentioned earlier, is happening Friday. What can you tell us about this year's arrival?
We're really excited about the 63rd annual Hash Knife Pony Express Arrival. Traditionally, it takes place in front of the Museum of the West, but due to our COVID and safety planning, we moved it to Scottsdale Stadium, and that really allowed for us to make sure that there was plenty of social distancing, plenty of room in general for attendees to kind of gather and watch the event, as well as making sure that it was shaded. It's a little bit farther in on the year now that it's in April, and so having the stadium, having a concourse so people could have a little reprieve from the heat was important to us as well. And we really are going to blow it out. I mean, there's tons of stuff happening on the concourse. So when guests get to the event, we're going to have a mariachi group. We're going to have our singing cowboy, Gary Sprague, and his horse Dusty there. We're going to have everything from ball walkers to cowboy clowns to balloon artists. It's really going to be a whole bunch of activity. And then as people move from the concourse, just right out into the stadium itself, we're going to have the Herndon brothers on the main stage. We're going to have the Yellowbird dancers. We're going to have line dancing. And then we're going to watch as 30 to 40 Hash Knife riders come in on horseback at high noon and deliver 20,000 pieces of mail to the U.S. Post Office. I really want to encourage City of Scottsdale employees and their families to come out to the Hash Knife Pony Express Arrival. It's a really big community event for us, and we've taken a lot of pride in reimagining it this year with safety in mind. And we really love to show off the heritage of our downtown and our city in general. And this is a really great experience that's free and fun for everybody. The Hash Knife Pony Express riders are actually leaving from Holbrook on Wednesday, and then they're going to ride the entire way here. So it's a couple days of riding for them. It's been going on for a really long time. They do a 200-mile trek from Holbrook, so it's really fantastic. I encourage everyone to see it if they have the opportunity.
Oh, I agree. If you haven't been for the arrival, it's something that you need to put on your to-do list. It's always so exciting, and the crowd's really enthusiastic when they come riding in. The kids love it. The adults love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, and it will happen from 10:30 to 12:30 on Friday, April 16th, but gates open at 10 o'clock, so there's time for you to catch music early on the concourse and find your seat.
Perfect. Well, another piece of Western Week happens right after that, the Arizona Indian Festival over the weekend. Fill us in on what we can expect there.
The Arizona Indian Festival is our most heavily attended event of Western Week outside of the parade, which we're not having this year. But that happens on Saturday, April 17th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then again on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's this lovely celebration honoring our Arizona Indian culture. And it's a spirited festival with the 22 indigenous tribes of Arizona, and you can find everything there from traditional food and storytelling to dancing and singing. You'll see a lot of makers of traditional arts and crafts. There'll be food. It's just really a great event. It's lively, it's vibrant. It's a perfect event to find yourself out in for the weekend and then hit up a shop or a restaurant in Old Town as you come or as you leave.
And of course, we would not be the most Western town if we didn't look the part. So Mayor Ortega has encouraged everyone, including employees, to wear their best Western duds, work appropriate, of course, not only this week, but every Wednesday in April. And Jackie, you're the person to ask this since you know all things Old Town. Can you offer some suggestions on shopping and dining that really tie into Western Week?
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree. I'm definitely going to encourage everybody to dress in their Western Week attire because there's nothing like showing your spirit during Western Week. I would say you can't go wrong with some of our gems in historic Old Town. If anyone wants to stop by for a really good cocktail, we have Porter's Western Saloon. They're right there on Main across from the Civic Center entrance at Main and Brown. And they are an amazing craft cocktail saloon. They have the horse on top of the building, if anyone recalls seeing that. And it's one of our oldest buildings. It's actually Scottsdale's first post office. So that's a really cool place to stop by. We just had a new business called Bell's Nashville Kitchen enter into the historic Old Town space, and they're a honky tonk. So they have live Western music on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. We have our very much beloved Los Olivos restaurant, which has been in the community for a very long time. I definitely encourage people to eat there. They have delicious Mexican food. And then shopping, you can't go wrong with really anything in Old Town. It's been very important this year for us to support our small business communities. So just as you walk around, take a peek in a place that maybe you haven't been to before. I guarantee you're going to be surprised by what you find inside. There's so many unique, one-of-a-kind items. It'd be so hard for me to tell you just one favorite because I think they're all amazing businesses that need your support right now.
I agree. There's so many great places to pop into and do a little shopping, and so many different things you can shop for in that area as well. And any
There's
listeners
never a bad time to do some shopping.
Oh, never a bad time to do some shopping. Any listeners wanting to learn more about Western Week, where's the best place to go for more information?
I would send them to scottsdalewesternweek.com. Again, scottsdalewesternweek.com. That's our website for the event and for all the other business events that are participating in Western Week. But also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Old Town has a really great following on both channels. We post every day about events and businesses and things happening in Old Town. So even if it's not Western Week, but you're still looking and trying to get inspired for things to do, I would say that's a great way to find out what's going on in our downtown.
Oh, for sure. I follow you on Facebook, and there's always some great updates on things happening in the Old Town area. Jackie, what else is happening for Western Week that you want our listeners to know about?
Well, I definitely think a not to miss event that you should put on your schedule is the Gold Palette Art Walk, which is happening on Thursday, April 15th. And that takes place from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at night in our Scottsdale Arts District. This is Scottsdale Gallery Association's 46th anniversary of having art walks. And they're doing a special art walk just for Western Week. They're going to have Western artists featured, and we're going to have a live Western band, Desert Dixie. They will be there performing, and we'll also have special lithographs for sale, $200 each, that are benefiting the Prada del Sol Parade Foundation. Really excited to see that come together. And then we have our Old Town Scottsdale Farmers Market, which happens on Saturday, April 17th. Really great following for that. But they're also doing a Western themed farmers market, and they're going to have a few photo ops where you can take pictures with a nearly 6-foot tall stuffed buffalo. The Old Town Scottsdale Rodeo Museum is close by too, and you can pop into there, and they're going to be having cowboy music and beer garden open all day long.
So much to do. I agree. The Gold Palette Art Walk is something that's not to be missed, and the farmers market is always great. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We really appreciate your time. We know you've been really busy with Western Week. But I hope everyone goes out to visit and see the effort that's been put into getting this together. And in particular, after the past year, it's just definitely a great way to get out and see what's happening in the Old Town area now that we are reopening and ready to get back together.
Yes, Yee Haw.
Yee Haw indeed. I'm dusting off my cowboy boots as we speak. And now for that trivia question. Where is the Hash Knife Pony Express arrival taking place in Scottsdale this year? Email your answer to communications@scottsdaleaz.gov to be entered into our drawing. And be sure to join us next time for Podsdale. I'm Holly Walter. Thanks for listening.